Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
New at 10, there's some fear and disappointment tonight on the University of North Dakota campus. UND is seeing a surge of COVID-19 cases just as classes are set to start on Monday.
Valley News Team's Courtney Lockie was in Grand Forks today. She joins us now in the studio. And Courtney, you talked with several students. What did they tell you?
Mike, Andrea, right now there are 71 active cases at UND. There's been a total of 114 since March. Those impacted, whether it's students or staff, are quarantining. Now, just today, 7 people in Greek life on campus tested positive for the virus across 6 different chapters. I chatted with a student who's not infected and is going into his first year at UND. He just arrived from Ohio and he says he's pretty upset because he was looking forward to the college activities.
You heard about the outbreak. I mean, what were your thoughts when you heard about it?
Honestly, it's pretty upsetting. I'm not disappointed because I was expecting it to happen, but I was looking forward to rushing even this year, and now I'm thinking that my chances of doing that are pretty low.
It kind of doesn't really surprise me with the Greek life. That was kind of my biggest concern coming into campus. I think that if there be any way that an outbreak would happen, it would probably be with Greek life.
Because we have now started mixing with the people from different states, I believe that the cases will continue increasing.
I'm pretty comfortable. Obviously, everything's being handled. People are doing stuff. Just we have people coming back and just new environments, stuff like that's just going to happen. So I think through that initial outburst, we'll all get back to normal.
Now, UND President Andy Armacost says the surge is why they're being so aggressive with testing. They're hoping to identify positive cases and close contacts to isolate and mitigate spread on campus. Mike?
Thanks, Courtney. And for a full list of the Greek fraternities and sororities that have been impacted by the surge, download the VNL News app.
Students are returning to other campuses in the Valley and are quickly discovering safety measures put in place because of the pandemic.
Valley News Team's Devin Fry spoke with local universities as they welcome students back on campus.
Minnesota State University, Moorhead, and North Dakota State University have officially welcomed students back to campus. This year, however, things look a bit different. The COVID-19 pandemic has forced both schools to make some changes, including encouraging social distancing and the use of masks.
Student is assigned to a group of less than 20, so that they will be doing activities together, but separate.
It really is going to take everybody taking their own responsibility for this to remain a vibrant place where we're not concerned about outbreaks.
NDSU has completely changed how they move students in, spreading out the process over 3 days and scheduling times for students to move in, a change which has led to a much quieter scene than what's usually expected at move-in day.
Once they're here, it's working with our students to make sure they take their personal accountability when they're outside of their personal space, and that they're washing their hands, they're wearing their masks, and they're using safe practices as far as social distancing.
MSUM is continuing their Welcome Week tradition, setting the atmosphere for the first day on campus.
We have tried to do anything to really get them excited about being on campus and help them find their niche here, whatever that looks like.
Members of both schools say that while these may be difficult times to navigate, the students and staff are excited to return to campus.
I think everyone is just really wanting so badly to be in person and face to face that they are just really accommodating and making any of the rules we're asking them to follow work.
I've worked on the campus for many, many years, and so there was nothing more surreal than whenever all of a sudden we didn't have students halfway through the spring semester. So it's very exciting for me to be able to actually see the faces, be able to talk to students, see the excitement that they have, and that they really do desire to be here.
Despite the unprecedented challenges that they're facing this fall, our local schools remain committed to bringing students onto campus safely for that all-important first step into college life. Reporting from the NDSU campus, I'm Devin Fry, Valley News Live.
And events for Welcome Week will be ongoing at both universities through the weekend. You can find a full list of the events on our website.
Let's take a look at our COVID-19 numbers. In Minnesota, the Department of Health is reporting another 698 confirmed cases of COVID-19, along with 7 new deaths linked to the illness. More than 60,000 people have recovered. 1,745 deaths have been attributed to the disease. In North Dakota, there are 274 new cases in the state. No new deaths are reported. The death toll is at 130. The positivity rate is at 3.54%. North Dakota Supreme Court Justice Gerald Vandewall, who contracted coronavirus, says he's expecting to be released from the hospital this week. The 87-year-old says despite losing strength while confined to his room, he has been able to keep up with his court work. He went in early August.
Fargo Public Schools are starting the school year with hybrid learning, and a Fargo mom isn't happy. She wants her kids in school 5 days a week. She's rallying other parents through an online petition saying childcare centers like the YMCA and the Boys and Girls Club are scrambling to find space. She would like the district to have kids in school Monday through Thursday, with Friday to sanitize the schools, or having kids go to school every day but Wednesday, leaving that day to clean.
Then we have schools that are all filtering into these child cares, and all we're doing is sharing more germs. And sure, they're going to do their part and masking and washing and things like that, but how is that keeping our teachers any more safe?
The school district says that the goal is to return to full in-person learning as soon as it's safe for all the students and staff, continuing to maximize opportunities for in-person learning to the best of their ability based on student needs. To find a link to the petition and the statement from Fargo Public Schools, download our VNL app.
Fargo City Commissioners will vote Monday to confirm the city's police chief. Dave Zabalski was chosen over 2 other finalists vying for Fargo's top cop. He has more than 30 years of experience in law enforcement and is currently the police chief in Beloit, Wisconsin. He tells us the first thing he plans to implement is body cameras among officers. He says they help with transparency and building trust in the department.
Part of the solution is bringing diverse candidates into our team and helping to dissolve those situations in which people don't assume goodwill. It's important that the community sees our police department as legitimate, that they trust us, they find us competent, they're willing to work with us.
Zabalski will be making between $150,000 and $165,000.
A Detroit Lakes man is in jail tonight awaiting charges related to child porn. 31-year-old Alexander Coyne has been the focus of the investigation by the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, which received several tips relating to the child pornography. Coyne will be facing new charges, including violating the conditions of probation from a 2018 conviction. Speaking of conventions, the Democratic National Convention has wrapped up with Joe Biden formally accepting his party's presidential nomination from Wilmington, Delaware. Biden's goal tonight was to lay out a positive vision for uniting a divided country and reaching out to undecided voters. The Biden family bond was on full display, including a tribute to Biden's son, Beau, who died from brain cancer 5 years ago.
No generation ever knows what history will ask of it. All we can ever know is whether we're ready when that moment arrives. And now history has delivered us to one of the most difficult moments America's ever faced. Four historic crises, all at the same time. Climate change. So the question for us is simple. Are we ready? I believe we are.
Unity continued to be the theme for the Democrats as several former 2020 candidates stated their case for the Biden-Harris ticket. The Republican convention begins next week.